Hi, this is David Mark, and this guy right here is Prem. Isn't he just adorable? I'll tell you more about him in a minute here, but he needs to take another nap. Well, instead of the Meet the Teachers night, here's the video substitution for that. Your child is enrolled in our Finite math class here, which of course immediately means I need to explain that. If I can go back a little bit, a line has an infinite number of points. In Algebra 2, your students studied parabolas and hyperbolas and ellipses that have an infinite number of things. The finite math class is designed to look at a whole variety of different topics where there aren't an infinite number of outcomes. We're starting in Chapter 1 and talking about election theory. If there are 4 people running for mayor of the local town, there aren't an infinite number of outcomes there. There are only a certain number of things. The next chapter, we're going to talk about fair apportionment, the classic idea that there's one piece of cake left and 2 people want it. How do you divide that fairly? So yeah, we'll talk about the idea there that, okay, one person gets to cut it, but the other person gets to pick first which piece. So it's things like that. And like I said, it's a wide variety of topics that, again, election theory. We'll talk about controlling animal populations. There's a lot about matrices and using matrix operations to help us do what normally would be fairly complex calculations, do those pretty easily. So it's an interesting topic. There are applications all over the place. So hopefully, as we go through the year here, we're going to hit something that your student probably already knows a few things about, or something that maybe they're interested in pursuing next year once they go off to college. It's a very small class. So as far as from my end, the presentation of the lessons usually goes pretty quickly. With the bigger class, we have more kids who have more questions. Well, this year with this class being so small, my part of it usually doesn't take the whole block. We'll go through some specific examples. I'll get them started, hopefully headed in the right direction. And they usually have the rest of the block, at least a half an hour or so, the way it's been working out so far, to actually do the assignment. I know these kids are seniors, there's lots of pressure, and well, it's 2020 right now. Goodness only knows how this whole thing's going to turn out. So the fact that they've signed up for an elective here in the math class, in the math department, and hopefully this will be interesting to them. I really don't want this elective to add a whole bunch of pressure to them. So my expectation is that we can get through the lessons in about half the time, and they'll have sufficient time then in class to do the assignments. Okay, so if you ask them about homework they have and they say, well, we did the math in class, they're right. Okay, they're not trying to pull something on you there. They probably did. We're probably going to have quizzes about every 2 or 3 sections, and then we'll take a test at the end of the chapter. I will give them credit for the assignments that they do in class also, and those are going to be the 3 major components of their grade. If you need to get a hold of me, usually through the Fenwick Falcons email address, that's the best thing to do. Usually checking email first thing in the morning, 8:30, I'm reading through things and responding. Might check it once or twice, usually at the end of the day also. Make sure I haven't forgotten something, gotten distracted sometime in the morning doing that. Okay, the little guy there. His name is Prem, Prem, and I know that's an unusual name. He was born this year on Valentine's Day. He's not my dog. He's actually owned by a group called Four Paws for Abilities. They breed, raise, and train dogs to be service dogs for kids. So to me, once my family got involved with this a few years ago, it seemed to be a perfect fit. That if part of my job with him is doing some of the basic training stuff, teaching him how to sit, how to go into a down, if we go to a restaurant, to go under the table and stay there, stay out of the way. But a really huge component is socializing. So we're supposed to take him everywhere that we go. So he's been with me to home improvement stores. He's been with my wife to go grocery shopping. He comes with us every weekend when we go to church. So basically, it's a matter of getting him used to being out in public and still listening to and obeying commands. Hopefully, down the road at some point, once he's matched up with his kid, the family's going to go. Hopefully, we can start doing that more, going out to restaurants. The family's going to go places, and they're going to want to take the service dog to help their kid. So he's got to get used to going everywhere we go right now. Yes, back to his name. Every litter at Four Paws has a theme. And, well, this one was easy. He was born on Valentine's Day, so that was pretty much the theme. He has a sister named Valentina. But Prem is actually the Sanskrit word that means love. So they dug deep for that one. But it fits. It makes sense. He's a cross between a golden retriever and a Labrador retriever. He's about 6 months old and weighs about 50 pounds, so he's got more growing. He's going to get bigger, and he's got a lot more learning to do. So I bring him to school with me virtually every day, and yeah, class changes there. We walk out in the hallway, and we're walking in the same direction as everybody else. So he's getting used to being in a school setting, and kids come and go with class changes there, and yeah, how many times have you heard it? I don't know how things are going to work this year. He's the third service dog that we've been working with. The first two got used to the fire alarms going off when we had fire drills. I don't even know if we're going to have fire drills this year. So hopefully having him in the classroom will be a good experience for him. And again, most of the kids seem to react very well to him, and I'm hoping maybe if it's necessary, yeah, come back there and pet the dog a little bit before we take the chapter test, and maybe that'll help reduce some stress and some anxiety levels. That's about it. Thanks for watching.